Okay, Vincent, I'm going to let them in at 30
Okay.
seconds.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the training webinar of IMDS Lab for the 2021 Q2 competition prediction on the California property prices trend. So this webinar is basically to kind of walk through the data sets that we provided and answer like your questions about the data. So let's begin. I'm going to share the screen. Okay. A very important update here. We have the dataset updated just today. So if you were using the previous dataset to perform analysis, remember to update it. The dataset that you could download is called property data 2 zip file. Make sure to change to use this one, not the previous one. But if you are from the China part, the Haywell platform, you have no worries about that. The dataset is updated a few days ago. So as you may already know, we have two parts of the data to be analyzed. The main data, which is I kind of introduced before, is very important. And the update is mainly on the timestamp values. And here's, let me just show you here. The new share, go back to the, if you go to the completion page and click on the, let me close this one, go to the data and download the data set. I'm kind of walking through the process here. Open it. So here's the main data set that we will use. And then we also have a data dictionary if you don't understand what those features mean. then I'm opening it. So, and here you will get our data set. We have the city ID, we have the ZP ID, county ID. So ZP ID is actually the property ID that we have for each row here. Would be the primary key if you want to call that. Then we have the home type, we have the zip code if you want to make some analysis geometrically. And then we have the bathrooms, the tax years, the year built, parcel number, the garage information, the pet information, the architecture style, the HOA fee, the private pool, the heating types, the cooling option, the lot size, the living area, the furnished option, the home status, and here's the part, date posted. I think I need to kind of make a transfer here to number. Okay, here are our timestamp uh, values. So you need to convert them into the normal date time to perform your actual analysis if you want to use it. And also we have the bathroom numbers, we have the price, and here's the interesting thing, the price history. So if I just click on it randomly, you can see a lot of price changes here. So don't be scared about this. If you don't know how to perform this analysis, just to analyze, does it like to use some split method to make them into separate columns and analyze it. But what I'm going to introduce next is to use your ZP ID well. So for example, I just copy this ZP ID here randomly. If you go to Zillow, okay, and just pick whatever any properties that you want, just one property, click on it. It will show up all the information usually on this in this window. But what I'm going to do next is to just change the ZP ID here. You'll see there's a specific number, serial number here. So if I get rid of the other stuff and change the ZP ID here, oops, something's wrong. Maybe I just changed, keep the home details here. See, you would get the actual property information through this website here. I'm not recommending it to you to do this a lot because it might cause too much unnecessary traffic to the Zillow website. But it's a way to help you to understand like it's the property listed here in the data set. It's an actual existing property here. So like you have all sorts of information that we kind of just kind of collected in our data set. And we have the pricing history in the somewhere to the end here. See, we have the tax history, and we just in our data set we just collected the most recent tax assessment and taxes, and we should have a price history here. Yep. So that's what our column about the price history about. So we have the recent transactions, even the price change for this property. So it might include like tons of invaluable information in that column. So it's from 2011, it's listed for sale for $4 million, and then the prices just keeps going up. And then finally we have a sold price in May, but it's not necessary. But this is very recent, but I think we have only to scrape the data to April, mid-April. So we may not have this information updated, but you should at least have this information here about the price change in here. So that would be, those are valuable information to make your analysis. And we'll have those information about the lot size, the bedroom numbers, and the others. And you will even have the address of the specific address of the property. But I won't recommend you to kind of analyze on the address, says a lot. But you could do area features matchups like the zip code or the city, things like that. Those are encouraged. Okay. I think that's basically about. Oh, there's one more thing. The schools in Zip in the Zillow website, it also gives out the information about the school information. So it would provide a link to the school from the Great School Organization .org, and we have a rating, we have a distance, and stuff sort of thing here. It's just listed in Zillow, but you could feel free to just make full of those information, or you could just use your own information from any public school or just all schools information from in the California to make full use of those data to make your analysis here. Okay, I think also maybe also open up the data dictionary, just in case you haven't looked into it yet. City ID explained, ZP ID here explained, county ID, home type, zip code, bathroom, tax year. Those are each feature here are kind of explained in this data dictionary. Including schools. Okay, that's the overview of our main data. So if you click on our recommended page, you would have a view of 25, I think. Oh, 24 extra data sources listed here. Those are recommended data sources that you could use. So for example, if you want to take a look at say the crime data. So you should know that it's from the FBI and it's for California offenses known to law enforcement by city. This is by city and from 2019. And it's for mainly the violent crime data. And we also have besides the CSV link, the link to the data itself, we also listed the format of the data. Is it like open sources, like how frequently it updates, and also the validity of the data sources. These are kind of just evaluated by us, and um, shall be some good reference if you want to kind of compare all those different sources together. So if I click on it, you would get a table in this one. So if you download it, you just have the data file, and you have the city, population, the violent crime, even the different sorts of crime data in here in 2019. Okay, let's take another example. Say I want the government, the earthquake data. If I click on it, you will see a catalog here available to for you to filter about based on the magnitude, the date time, the geographic region, and you'll have advanced options to kind of search on the specific earthquake data. So if I just randomly click on the search, so we'll see different. Oh, that's I didn't apply any filters. Let me see. I could just do a custom region. Maybe just do a really click on select on your corner of the rectangle. Okay. So maybe I just do a region. Oops. I shall be able to make select a region. Percentage shall be enough, maybe a little bit higher with the degree. And you can just start with the time on it. Click on search. Oh, yeah, 7 days seems too few. Okay, just like no results show here, but you could just perform your own researches on the website. Some of the websites recommended in this list, you really need to kind of apply your filters to get the real data. We can't like recommend the best option for you because it has a range about like the maybe sometimes the time, maybe the location, also the things that you might want to customize yourself. And yeah, these are some of the other features that you might want to consider in your predictions, just like the consumer confidence index, the CPI, the house price index, even the stock prices of the of Zillow. This one might be interesting because we are actually using the Zillow doc data for our prediction. So just make full use of the data here. Okay, I think that's basically all I want to talk about our data set. I'm open to questions. Let me look at the chat room here. Okay, someone asked if I could explain on the validity score. Okay, so we would have an explanation about like why we are giving this rating here. So say the first one here, the data is national average, and there are no specific to California. So just need to walk through the explanations in here. Sometimes we don't, but the scale is from 1 to 5 by this validity score, we would know like how approximately how useful they would be to the to be used in the analysis. This scale here is not like a very like strict or have like specific standards, but they're a little bit personal based on our researchers study on those specific data resources, but take full use of those data sources that we provided and see. You can also just look into the data you want online, but just to make sure it's from open sources and include it in your submission file. Yes, 5 is the best, 1 to 5 scale. But they're not like super strict here, so just you could just even ignore it to just look into see the just click on those links here and see to the data yourself. Where to find the Google Doc sheet? Okay, that's a very easy question. So if you go into the official competition page, in here. And this is the tag for data. And then view recommended page. And here will give you the supplementary data sets as references. Yeah, maybe I should say this again. These data sets are optional. They're not like required for the competition.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, I want to ask, are we going to find our own topic? Because the future trend of property price in California is kind of like a big range. So are we going to specify like the direction of our research and find our own topic?
Yes.
Okay.
Just go to the topics that you feel comfortable or you feel interested or you are just familiar with to look into it. We don't want to limit the topics into these 5. Just go through the angles that you feel comfortable with. So maybe like someone may want to analyze like get some the differential changes here, like with a bedroom or 1 square feet of change, and see how those prices would change. Also, some might wonder how the nearby schools could affect the property prices, or some might be closer to the finance side, so he wants to analyze what kind of properties would be more favored to the investors. Yeah, those are good topics, and you're welcome to just explore yourself.
Okay, and we are going to like record our analysis and research in the technical report. Is
yes,
that right?
just put down your analysis, your methodologies and conclusions, those stuff. Just like you're writing a paper in school.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So and another thing is, if our team member don't know how, because I see there's line said optional is a working prototype like MEM web page apps. Can we submit the like technical report in docs? Oh, sorry. So because I'm not sure if all my team members know how to make an apps or web page.
Yeah, it's very optional here. You don't have to submit anything in here. Yeah, it's really optional.
Okay.
Yeah, here because for technical report, but it would be required in PDF in here.
Okay.
These 5 are required, but the last one here is not.
Okay. Do you have some format requirement about the technical report?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to limit on the report formats as well. Just put down the most help us to know your data, your analysis, your model, and your conclusions, basically. Whether you feel comfortable with to get us to understand your results, how variable are they, and how solid or advanced analysis they are.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you don't have to be super detailed in your report, but it would be better for us to understand if we have more explanation, maybe from the source code or on the technical report. It's just it's kind of there's a balance inside, so it's up to you to decide like how detailed it should be. So I'm going to look for the questions in the chat box. So could someone kind of translate this to me, because I don't know any Indonesian.
I'm translating right now.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
So someone, Ryan asks, in the data set, some prices were 0 or 1. Are these errors? Okay, let me see. I didn't know about this one. The price is 0? Seriously? Okay, looks like they are. Oops. Let me see who's these. Okay, as I said, you could always look up the ZPID from 0 and see what happened to this property here. Just let me check up a little bit. Oops, seems like there's a price here. If I go to the price history, that's weird. The sign here didn't like mark well in the line. I'm guessing that's the kind of like the example that we couldn't collect this. So it only shows up the value of the estimate, but not the actual prices. But it's okay if you configure an outlier on the number there. You should, we are assuming that you could act like a data scientist to kind of see to it how to find out the best way to deal with the outlier. If it's at 0 value, but when you look into it, you found this one, so you may want to find a way to replace it, or you don't want to spend time to analyze specific isolated examples. You can also get rid of it. Yeah, that's the way to deal with data. Let me see. I'm expected to focus on how COVID influences the housing pricing trend. Yes, that's one of the aspects that you could look into. Actually, we also prepare some COVID-related resources in here. We have the California COVID data from LA Times. So if you click on it, I think it's still updated every day. Okay, maybe not every day, but yeah, some are every day. So if you're interested, you can look into this data here, published by LA Times. And if I click on maybe some random, maybe the today's vaccine, let me see. Maybe the positive test rate. So you could have the file, daily file for the confirmed cases, total tests, and other data, etc. Okay, I think I've been through the questions except those I can read out myself. Yeah, Erica, have you been translated? Have you been able to translate those? I think it's Indonesia to English.
Yeah, I tried. They don't have, it's more so they want to know if there's anybody else who spoke the language, or if everybody just spoke English here, but I'm messaging them still.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
Okay, I think we have one more question. Any limit on the size of the report? No, no limit. No limit on the format, no limit on the size of the report, no limit on the length of your codes. Well, yes, there is greater than 0 lines of codes. Else you couldn't submit the the codes file to us. Okay. Oh yeah. I think I may need to also go. Yeah, take care of the Chinese contestants as well. So I'm wondering, like, if everyone could know how to get to the data. So if you go to, sorry, not this one. So if you go to the 工作台 here, yeah, this is the official page for the competition in the behavior platform in China. If you click on the 工作台 here and click, I think this is the one. Yep, and it's been updated as well. You just click on the file to download it freely. Yeah, by the way, if you're interested in for the Chinese contestants, if you're interested in also take part in the in competition in the behavioral platform, you need to sign up in here, and you will be directed to the evaluation specifically for the China region. So the evaluation process is a little bit different from these two here. You could kind of look into the tabs here and check on the different requirements, especially on the evaluations and the price. That's maybe more important to you. There's difference in the price. So you'll need to sign up to the IMDS Lab here. That's the only one official website here for all the contestants to win the greatest prizes provided by us. Yeah, I've seen a lot of you are like looking for the data sets here. That's good. And if you have more questions, please ask now, or you could start on your work. We will have another webinar on June the 1st. That's actually very close, just next Tuesday. But I think the timeline is at, we have a submission deadline in 2 weeks. A little bit more than 2 weeks from now. Okay, any more questions about the data or about the competition?
I can jump in on that one, asking about the video recording. So I am going to record that. We are going to upload the recording tomorrow to Moodle, and you will get an email about it with the link to it.
Hi, I have another question because there's only Q&A session on July 1. So what if we have other question we want to ask about who should be connected with? I know there's an discussion formula on the RMDS website. So we just post our confused question on that discussion formula.
Exactly. You just submit your question on the forum.
Okay. Thank you.
And I think, is Mandy also in charge of the email sending? I think Mandy also received a couple of questions about the competitions. So
yes,
maybe she could also
Can you post the email address in the chat?
And actually, she's going to send those emails tonight or tomorrow about the recording. So maybe you could just email them back.
Yes. Okay.
hopefully there are not like too many questions that would kind of overwhelm me. But yeah, you're also welcome just to go to our forums. Let me see, forums. Here, maybe just type. I'll also copy this in the chat box as well. So in case you have other questions that you want to ask. General questions. Okay. Okay, I see another question. What date time denotes post-COVID? Well, that's also up to you. Sorry about this one. So we do want to analyze the price trend after COVID, but we don't want to just give you like a very specific timeline about like when's the day that we begin the post-COVID time range. So you may find some specific events or other specific date that could kind of denote the post-COVID era. I wouldn't suggest to make it like I wouldn't suggest to make the whole time period like too short, because that will only kind of undermine your validity of your conclusions. Another question: how many teams have participated in this competition? Well, I could kind of show you a very simple number here. So, yep, in China, we have already got 144. That's the simplest number that I could show you.
Total teams across the world.
Sorry, could you say that again?
How many total teams across the world? China, Indonesia, and other parts.
How many teams
Across the world.
across the world? Well, I think last week's number was like above 200, but I can't remember.
Wow.
And during our Q1 competition, we had about 340 teams enter.
Yeah, so it's lots of competition, but don't worry. Like sometimes to be honest, maybe don't make this too public. Sorry. Some contestants they just register, but they don't like really submit the final deliverables to us. So don't be too scared about the total team numbers.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I have one tricky question. Like, how do I reference the trend for, let's say, one particular individual home? Instead of a zip code, I would like to reference some particular individual house and how is the trend.
You mean you want to analyze the Indonesian houses?
Not the Indonesia houses, the California houses in the California.
Our topic is to analyze the California properties.
Yes. Can you please? Thank you.
Yeah, and because you are mainly be using our data set here, and all the data parts the records we have are in California. Oops, why is it not?
So the question is that is the trend is based on the zip code or county code? The price trend.
The price trend?
Yes.
You mean the price history?
Yeah, price history.
So yeah, as I kind of showed, you have the price change rate, the event for it, the source, and the time for it. And if you are still very confused about like what it shows, you could always go to check up the maybe this one is not an example here. We go back to the one before, because that one doesn't show up any actual price values, which is very strange. But if I go back to the previous one here, you could check up the price history like this. You have the date for it, you have the event, like sold, or there's a change on the price and actual price numbers, things like that. And even this is a weird one. I think it's an estimate on the value per square feet, but I'm not sure. And you have like a complete history here from historical or the historical values. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, and I would say this is very important information to analyze, because these would contain the actual time values inside, and also different prices. So find out a way to deal with this. Although I know it's very long and makes it take some time to kind of reorganize the stuff. Hi, Kat. I may need your help again on how to kind of translate the questions in, I think it's in Indonesia.
Yeah, I just asking for the recording.
Okay.
Answered it, said yes.
Okay, great.
Don't understand the last part though. Okay.
Great. Thank you. Okay, there's a question about like why our team shows that we cannot understand English. I'm not sure what you're specifically asking here. We cannot understand English. Is it about your submission, or well, the data set provided here, they are all in English. If you can't like if you don't know English, that's not much we can do. Like the price change rate here, those are a lot of information here. You can't just ask us to kind of translate everything to you if you don't know English. So let me go to the next question. Do we need data to support our own defined post-COVID period? It's a little bit up to you. Of course, if you got data, you would be more convincing. But you could also just make some just to explain yourself well, by introducing a cutoff event or through some analysis to demonstrate, hey, there's if we say that's the low point of it or there's a high point of something, then it kind of shows that that's the error that that and by that time there comes the COVID. Yeah, things like that. You could just to explain yourself well in your technical report. And I also want to kind of reinstate that our evaluation metrics here are all public. So, and also the submissions requirements are also very public. The data set, the CSV, the source codes, those are, and the technical reports, those are all required. And if I'm like missing one of those files, so that would kind of might affect your final grading in the end. So make sure to read out all those requirements that we have listed in here. Those are black and white in here. And we also like introduce those stuff for multiple times. So make sure to do that in your submission. And also to help in evaluate your to improve your final score, maybe look into those evaluation metrics that we introduced in our yesterday's webinar, also listed in our website here. You don't have to like answer all the questions, but just to show your effort on those dimensions, like the methodology, the usability, show your effort in your work to some extent. So we will understand like, okay, you did this, you did that. Okay, that will show me that you deserves like say 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 5 in the methodology dimension. Okay, we still have time. Let's answer more questions, maybe 3 or 4 more. Or if you don't have any other questions, we could like see you on Children's Day. Right, I think it's Children's Day. Okay, see, I've got another question. Is it correct to interpret price trend as the price of the property? Yes. I should say, what else could you like? Could you understand it as like some? Yeah, that's the only way to interpret this, right? Yeah. Final note. Data set has been updated. Remember to use this one, property data 2, zip file. Don't use the previous one. I think it's missing just property data or something. There's a 2 in here. It means it's been updated today. Okay. I'm going to do this myself. I wouldn't say I would be in charge of this. That's on your internal affair. Okay, I think there are no more questions. Kat?
Okay, yeah, I think that last question though, they're just asking if one of their teammates disappears. I'm guessing like they're trying to say, is that okay, or what happens?
Yeah, nothing would happen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we don't really like care about like how many teammates you have. Just bring us your best work.
Great. Okay, I think we could go ahead and end.
Thank you.